Hi, my name is Douglas Wilkinson, and I am a journalist for the Desert Hope Treatment Center. I have many friends who are addicted to drugs. For quite some time in the United States, there has been a war on drugs. Anyone who possesses hard drugs such as LSD, methamphetamine, heroin, and oxycodone are considered criminals in the federal justice system. However, Oregon recently presented a new solution by completely decriminalizing all of these drugs and offering services for those who need help with substance abuse. Is Oregon taking a step in the right direction? An answer for a question like this requires more thought than a simple yes or no. Let's start with some brief U.S. history. In the early 1900s, the sale, consumption, and production of alcohol was deemed illegal by the 18th Amendment. For those who remember, do you recall this strategy being effective or safe for society? Overall, no, it really wasn't. This ban sparked what was known as bootlegging, which was simply the illegal manufacturing of alcohol. Who was involved in these bootleg operations? Many gangsters, especially the notorious Al Capone. Long story short, the banning of this drug led to more crime, increasing the cost of law enforcement, jails, and prisons. By 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt repealed the 18th Amendment and established the 21st, which banned alcohol entirely. It banned the 18th Amendment, which banned the illegalization of alcohol. So what happens to alcoholics when they're deemed dependent on alcohol nowadays? They're often put in rehabilitation programs. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states 81,000 people have died from drug overdose between May 2019 and May 2020. Most deaths between this time period were said to have been caused by synthetic opioids and methamphetamine. In fact, deaths from methamphetamine have exceeded deaths in cocaine by 35% in 2020, while synthetic opioids are at 38%. All of these factors, of course, lead to events such as murder or drug trafficking. What's the Drug Enforcement Administration's plan, you might be wondering? It's simple. Arrest those who are under the influence of illegal drugs. As said by the American-Spanish philosopher Jorge Santayana, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So the National Institute on Drug Abuse even says there's an estimated 65% of inmates that suffer from drug abuse, and so little of them are treated. An example would be how many inmates upon release will overdose on opioids. This happens because they're unaware of the reduced tolerance they've picked up from the lack of opioid use. It's obvious they have little to no knowledge on opioids, so why aren't we at the very least educating them? Scientific research stemming from the mid-1970s argues that treatment can help those who suffer from substance use disorders. So are you still convinced that Oregon made a wrong move? Countries such as the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, and Portugal may beg to differ. The Desert Hope Treatment Center recently showed Portugal's results. After decriminalizing all drugs in the late 20th century, illegal drug use by teenagers decreased. The spread of HIV infections has dropped due to lack of sharing needles, and more Portuguese citizens to this day seek help with substance abuse. Portugal adopted the system from a team with a man by the name of Dr. Gulao, who questioned the idea of jailing those with the disease known as addiction. So, should there still be criminalized drugs in the USA? It would seem the criminalization of substances stops no one from doing them. Or not no one necessarily, just it definitely doesn't stop everyone from doing them. The Drug Enforcement Administration has it all wrong. Punishing someone just for simply having an illness does nothing but put them and citizens as a whole through more pain. Drug abuse in the U.S. is higher than it's ever been. There's no stopping everyone from consuming them, and I'm hopeful that you in this country will follow. I'm hopeful you in this country will follow Oregon's footsteps in order to better our society. Thank you.